My name is Hayden Baker and welcome to Hayden Cinema, and today we're going to be talking about the movie Hard Eyes. First things first, I think that this movie has an identity crisis. I was expecting a slasher, and then the comedy in it is actually a pretty nice surprise and makes the time go by in this movie. But the kills don't, and the killer himself doesn't, and that's a bit of a disappointment.
You blew it!
About Olivia Holt, I think she does good in this film. I think that her character and the way she plays her character is very convincing. Her chemistry with Mason Gooding is also very convincing, and you really do believe what they're doing in this film and how they feel about each other. Basically, all her character is she's a struggling single woman, and she really cares about her job, and you see that, and like I said, she's convincing in that, and it's really easy to care for her and to follow her throughout the film. Also, with the comedy, she probably delivers most of the funnier lines in the film. Everything that she says works, and it's all worked for me. Alongside her, we have Mason Gooding. Now, this is the third film I've seen Mason Gooding in. I've really liked his character in the Scream movies. He's also pretty easy to follow in this, mainly because he's the side to Olivia Holt in this one. He's still hilarious. He's still easy to follow and easy to care for as well. This film actually does really well at tackling the classic 80s and 90s horror tropes that a lot of us as an audience finds really annoying, but they make it work and they make it really hilarious. Examples, the girl trips and falls, literally over nothing, very annoying. She makes it worth it. At the end of the movies, everything settles, everything's done. You got the ambulance truck, they give you the blanket and all wrapped around. Normally, if there's a love interest, they kiss. In this one, the paramedic says, I'm gonna need that blanket back, and just snatches it off Olivia Holt, and they take off. So they do stuff like that, and it works very well. Along with the tropes, they also have more. I mean, literally every single one, the I'll be back.
Ever, under any circumstances, say, I'll be right back. Because you won't be back. I'm getting another beer. You want one? Yeah, sure. I'll be right back.
Don't have sexual, like Scream exposed in the 90s that don't have sex.
For instance, number one, you can never have sex.
The reveals, every reveal. Most of the things in this movie is very, very predictable. When I first watched it, I didn't like it. And then I sat back and thought about it, and I was like, oh, they're making fun of it. It's supposed to be that way. So it actually works better for me now, thinking about it later. I've been sat on this for a couple of days, really because I struggled hard finding what I liked and what I didn't like, and I just kept switching and flip-flopping on it. And then I actually sat down and thought to myself, what is this movie? What does it stand for? What is it trying to be? Yes, it does have a big identity crisis, whether it wants to be a romance movie, a rom-com, a full-blown comedy, or a slasher. And I still think there is a little problem with that, and think that they didn't succeed as well as they maybe aimed for. A lot of it doesn't really work for me still after thinking about it. As far as the reveals being predictable, which always takes me out of a movie, it doesn't bother me as much anymore, realizing that all the tropes they were tackling, and that actually being a horror trope, that it's very easy to predict what is going to happen. And they do that on purpose here. But they pay it off very well. Now, without spoiling anything, following a more mixed feeling that I have about this is the killer himself, which honestly I lean more mixed negative with. I don't find the killer Hard Eyes very interesting. I don't find him very entertaining whatsoever. I don't find the reveals satisfying, except for a couple of things that they do reveal. The kills are very basic, except for maybe two. I mean, there's just not a lot here. It's just the same thing that we've been fed, and it gets tiring. The film's a little fresh with its meta commentary and what it says about a horror audience and what it says about horror filmmakers, but it still follows beat for beat a lot of other films before it. And with that, we have Hard Eyes, and there's just nothing there for me. The look isn't interesting. Again, the kills aren't interesting, especially when a lot of them are CGI, and I don't care for that. I like my practical. CGI is supposed to make movie magic. It's not supposed to make the movie. Also, I thought the motivation for the killer was really, really lame. We have Olivia Holt and Mason Gooding, and they're in front of this restaurant, and she kisses him out to spite her ex, who is standing right there. And Hard Eyes is in the background, and he sees them kiss, and that's the motivation to go and kill them. That's really lame to me. And not only is it basic, and I understand what the killer's for. The killer's there to kill couples. Okay. But how many couples has he came across within that scene alone that are sitting there holding hands and kissing and this, that, and the third, and they try to make it make sense? It doesn't work for me the way they do it. Overall, I think it's a decent film. I had fun. I laughed a lot. It's one of the funnier horror comedies I've seen in a very long time, especially since, probably the funniest since Scary Movie 1 and 2, and it's one of the funnier movies in the last 5 to 6 years for sure. I think it's a fun B-movie slapstick romance comedy horror film. It's a good one to watch at home on the couch. You and your lady just post up on the couch, get all snuggly, and just don't take it seriously, because honestly, it's not a serious movie to take. I know I come off pretty negative on it, but I swear I actually did like it. There's just the things I didn't like, I really didn't like, and I'm tired of seeing it. However, it's a solid B movie. Go check it out. With all that being said, to me, Hard Eyes is a 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5 is actually a really good score. It's not bad at all. It just means the film's good and for most of it, and a little bit of it ain't. And that's just my personal preference. These are my opinions. I would love to hear yours down in the comments. Like and subscribe. I hope you enjoy this as much as I enjoy making it for you. I can't wait to talk to some of you about it. If you haven't seen it, go see it. If you have seen it, let's talk about it. You can follow me on X if you want to see more. You can join the discussion. I discuss movies, shows, news, all of it. So come and have fun.